We are back on a Wednesday NASCAR Race Hub live on FS1. Andy, Regan, please be on your best behavior. We have a champion in studio. Kevin Harvick is with us. You haven't been here in a while. Welcome back.
Well, yeah, I got on the front door, so I'm glad to be here. So.
Well, that's better than we can say some days. You know what I'm saying?
My card doesn't work as good as I like it to.
That's right, exactly.
There's a reason you're here. Big announcement is we unveil your car for next season.
Yeah, we're really excited to have GEARWRENCH on board with us for 5 races for the next couple of years. You know, in today's world of sponsorship and racing, we're really proud of our marketing department and our new partner in GEARWRENCH. So not only will our cars be sponsored, but our shop floor will be officially the GEARWRENCH workroom, and the guys are going to be working with all the GEARWRENCH tools. So we'll get you guys the updated car.
I knew you were going to take a shot.
We are in the current season, so I won't hold you hostage
scheme looks
on
great,
that one.
though.
That's right.
There it is, mocked up with the next
car.
gen. Okay. Is that all right?
That's better.
That looks
It's
good.
just not coming out. It's not floating up out of the ground like the other one. That's okay. We got that part going good now.
You know, you've been doing this for 20 years now. You need to change paint schemes every once in a while so they don't know where you are on track, right? I mean, that's part of your strategy.
That way you can sneak up on them.
That's right. Yeah, if you have to sneak up on them, they don't know who's coming. But I've been fortunate through the years to have a lot of great paint schemes, and obviously the GEARWRENCH paint scheme looks really good. Our art department does a great job with our cars and the decals and everything that we do at Stewart-Haas Racing. So that's a full-time job. We don't paint the cars anymore. They're all decals and all designed in-house. So we're excited.
We're talking next gen, and you've had an opportunity to drive that car. I know you were a part of the test at the Roval overall early observations.
So I had not driven the car. I'm sorry, Andy.
That's the first time you were in it, right?
That was the first time that I was in the car. And you'd heard so many things about the car and what it's going to drive like, and you should change this or you should change that. And you know, for me, I had a lot of anxiety going into it, like, oh man, this thing is going to be a real handful to drive. But it was, in the end, it was just another race car. It does feel a little bit different with the independent rear suspension in the back of the race car. It was extremely hot inside, but I know that we're addressing that. And that's the great part about where we are. All the teams are involved now, and that is the best asset that our sport has, is the fact that we have a lot of really smart people, engineers, guys that have been in this sport for a long time, and we can address and solve the problems that are at hand, and we have a few to work through, but it's just another race car.
Yeah, and you know, the heat thing and all the issues, small issues we've had, I feel really good about where we're going. But we tested the car, the next-gen car, on a quarter-mile track yesterday at Bowman Gray, and it looked great. I mean, the car performed really well, and I really suspect that the race is going to be pretty, you know, physical.
Aggressive.
I don't know what you expect.
Yeah, that's what I expect.
Okay.
I'm not going out there. I'm expecting to come back with not one. Well, hopefully the roof is still attached to my car.
Well, you know, I think it's pretty durable. I think it's going to be really kind of conducive to that kind of racing. I don't know what you think about that or how you think the race is going to play out.
Well, you know, I think that's one of the best parts of the car. I think that the body itself is one of the best things that's going to happen to Cup racing in general, because then you can really take some more chances, right? You don't have to worry about scraping the wall. You watch those Xfinity cars race, and they're scraping the wall, bouncing off of each other. The panels are bouncing back out, and I go out and get on the racetrack, and you're like, man, I can't touch the wall, I have 2 flat tires, or, you know, I'll lose 100 pounds of downforce, or whatever the case may be. And with that body, that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to the most.
These guys want to talk about next year. I still think there's a lot of racing to go this year. We got 2 more races, Kevin, and when I look at your season and what you've got going on right now, you got a win streak. 2 more races. I mean, how big of a deal is that for you to get that win and keep that streak going with these last couple?
Yeah, you know, that would be nice, you know, to get the win. Obviously, that's always the goal. But I'm really proud of my team for the things that we've done this year. If you take that win column and you look at the next 2 columns, you'll really see the work that our guys have done this year, and we've done it as a team to scratch and claw and get the finishes out of those race cars that, you know, have been tough to come by from a speed standpoint. But our team has done a great job, and I honestly think it's probably, from a team standpoint, probably the best year that we've had as a group at SHR, just because of the fact that it's been so difficult, and you haven't seen the screaming and yelling at each other and people pointing fingers. It's like, okay, how do we get the most out of today? We know that we're not the fastest car here. How do we get the most out of the day? And to me, that is one thing that is really good that's come out of the season. We've had a great playoffs. You know, I kind of screwed up at the oval and drove the thing straight into the wall. But you know, aside
we weren't even going to bring that up, you know, but you did. So.
There's no reason to hide from it. That video lives forever. That'll be the Chase Elliott fan club video for the rest of their existence. So you know, but for me, you know, it's the performance of the cars has gotten better. We had a great race over the last 2 weeks on a mile and a half. Have made up
Kansas looked
some
awesome.
ground, and so we want to finish the season strong. We want to win, and that's what we're shooting for over the next 2 weeks. But in the end, we can hold our head high of staying in there every week and grinding away and having a decent year.
I'm not counting you out.
We go to Phoenix next week. He's only won it like 100 times, right?
Yeah.
So I
He's
mean,
downplaying,
there's
but
still a chance.
I bet he brings his A game.
Hey, we want to have some fun today.
All right.
All right. So we're going to play a little game. We throw out a question. You answer. Is it Kevin or Keelan? Okay.
Right.
Is that fair? All
That's
right.
fair.
First question is, who will eat more Halloween candy, Kevin or Keelan?
Definitely Keelan, because by the time it's all said and done, he will act up by eating too much candy, and I'll dump it in the trash. Goes that way every year.
Okay, who's the better athlete, you or Keelan?
I'm going to have to give that to Keelan. For whatever reason, we have been on a baseball kick, and I guess that's just because of the World Series and the playoffs and everything that he's watching on TV. So we are in the backyard every day after school taking batting practice, basically, and he thinks it's hilarious because he wants to pitch to me as well. So I get down on my knees. Oh, he can hit it.
No,
but
can you hit it?
I don't hit it. No. Because I'll break the bat. Have you seen those bats? Yeah, that's a whole different story. But
I've seen the price tag on those bats.
Yeah, I will definitely say Keelan, just because I'm a little slower than he wants me to be.
I feel like I should change this up, and then I was going to ask you who's the better golfer. Maybe I need to ask who's the better baseball player, which I know, but
yeah,
golf.
We don't even play baseball.
Golf.
We don't even play baseball.
Well, you practice it though.
Yeah, we do, but that's just for fun. But he's a better golfer too, because he just naturally has the right swing. And for me, when we go play golf, I'll tell him to do something, and he'll look at me and say, "Dad, that's not what you're doing." And I tell him, "Keelan, do nothing that I do on the golf course. If you want to be a good golfer, do not do anything that I do. Watch what I do and do the opposite."
Then do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know you've got quite a routine, so who stays up later, Kevin or Keelan?
I will stay up later.
You had to think about that.
Not by choice. Usually it's because he doesn't want to go to bed. So we'll stay up. And the last couple nights we've been watching midget racing from Millbridge, so that's been fun. But usually it has something to do with some sort of racing as you go with all the racing apps that you have today. You can watch racing pretty much any day of the week.
So I've watched you race a long time. I know you hate losing.
Yeah.
Who hates losing more, you or Keelan?
Well, we've probably me, because he hasn't been through all of it yet, right? So, you know, there's still, he doesn't like to lose, but I don't know that it gets on his nerves as much as it does me.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned getting on nerves, because obviously Delena's a saint. She's got to put up with all of you in the house there.
Yeah.
So who gets on Delena's nerves more? You or Keelan?
Oh, we go at it when we're well, really at home or at the go-kart track or at the racetrack, and sometimes she'll just look at us and say, "Look, you two need to figure it out." I don't know what it is.
Break it up here.
Because I mean, we spend so much time together, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
And you know, for us, we ride in the car together, we fly in the airplane together, we're at the track together. You know, we go all the time together, and so she's not in that dynamic 24/7. So when she gets there on Saturday usually, and I'm going to go race, and she shows up, and I'm like, "I'm out of here. I'm done. I am mentally exhausted. He is all yours."
Last one. Who gets along better with their competitors, you or Keelan?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I get along with most of my competitors, and you know, for the most part. But you know, I think as you look at it, right? Like you go there and you have to do what you have to do in certain situations, and sometimes it's just the way that it is. And he and I have that conversation, because there is a lot of play time. I'm like, "Buddy, you're going to have to separate who your buddies are out here and who they are over here. And if you guys can talk about it and be done with it, that's a good thing."
I love that.
And
This is awesome.
if not, it is what it is. But if you're going to go out on a racetrack and you're going to push this guy or not pass this guy because you rode bikes with him earlier, I said, we're going to go do something else.
The various generations of race car drivers, right?
When Keelan gets there.
Hey, it's great having you back in studio. The car for next year looks great. Good luck getting a win before the season's over.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks
All
for
right,
coming
Kevin
by.
Harvick with us in studio on NASCAR Race.